Good morning, class. My name is Dustin Whitman. I'm really happy to be here to talk to you all today about a lot of things. One thing that I'm going to promise you today is that number one, my presentation is not boring, and number two, it's going to be pertinent information that applies to all of you. Now, I know some of you have probably heard of WyoTech before. How many of y'all have heard of WyoTech? Okay, a couple of us. How'd you hear about WyoTech? Okay, you know somebody that went to school there? That's excellent. That's excellent. What was his or her experience? Was it good? Is he or she working in the industry? That's great. That's wonderful. Before we move any further, I'd like to thank Mr. Jones for having me in here today. I've been working with Mr. Jones in different capacities for the last 12 years. And I got to tell you guys, I really enjoy what I do for work. A lot of times students ask me, what does this guy do for work? Well, I talk to students in classrooms like I'm doing today, and then I actually help students make their way to a higher education in the areas of automotive, diesel, collision repair, motorcycle, and marine technology through WyoTech. Now, I know that not everybody in the room today is interested in cars, trucks, bikes, and boats, and that's okay. My presentation is designed for every student in the classroom, not just those of you that are interested in the more hands-on or transportation skilled trades. So we're going to have fun together today. It's going to be informational, but I think that when you're done, when we're done with our visit today, you're going to have a better understanding about life after high school and about what some of your options are. I think I mentioned I've been helping students make their way to higher education for the last 12 years. I'm going into my 13th year. I love what I do for work. This is me, Dustin Whitman, the high school field admissions representative, and this is my phone number here. It's 419-356-0230. I do have business cards and other materials for you all to take with you, so you don't have to write that number down or anything just yet. But let's get on with the presentation. Let's talk about life after high school. That's one thing I know about high school students, is that you have a very high interest, especially juniors and seniors, about what life's going to be all about after you leave here. Okay, so let's talk about your career game plan a little bit.
You don't want to live your life like this. Or
Ouch.
this. Or this. You need a game plan for success, especially when it comes to life after high school.
Those are pretty funny videos, right? I've been, like I mentioned, I've been working with high school students for a long time. I love your age group, you guys. It's exciting times in your life. Some of you are probably ready for this whole high school thing to be over with and move on with your adult life. Others of you maybe are feeling, it's kind of okay with it, and some of you may be scared to death. Okay, but here's what I'm here to talk to you about, more importantly than just about anything else, is how to create a game plan for your life after high school. Okay, so what does life look like after high school? That's one thing I've learned about all upperclassmen in high school, juniors and seniors. It's pretty interesting to think about what life is all about after high school. So let's talk about what's next. You all have some options. Okay, well, let's talk about them. Traditional college. Somebody give me an example of a traditional college. All right, University of Michigan, Eastern Michigan, sure. Does anybody, I know a lot of folks are thinking maybe community college. Any of y'all thinking about who's your local community college here? Okay, Washtenaw Community College or Wayne CC, WCC. Okay, terrific. WyoTech is a career skilled trade transportation school, and we're going to go into how it's a little bit different, but when you go into the trades, I can tell you guys there's a huge need for folks in the trades, and typically you're going to go through a shorter education process, and you're also maybe not going to have to take some of the English, sciences, and humanities classes that you may have to take in your traditional or your college, community college opportunities. How many of us are considering the military? Any of you all thinking about leaving high school and going straight into the military? Okay, I've helped a lot of former military folks as well. A lot of times folks in the military say, I wish I would have got the skills before I went to the military because I might have had a better career during my military years had I had some formal training or something like that. And then last but not least, are any of you thinking about going into the workforce directly? Okay, let's talk about that just for a moment. When you leave high school, are you an expert at anything yet, guys? No, you're not, right? Are you supposed to be an expert when you leave high school? Probably not. You're an expert at being a kid and going to school, but you're not specifically trained in any specific career area or job yet, right? So, does anybody in here make better than $10 an hour at their job? Okay, we got one guy raised his hand. Do you work for your family or are you seasonal? Yeah, I work for my family. Okay, so you have an opportunity to work with your family, so unskilled labor job maybe pays you a little better because of your family situation. Does that sound fair? Okay. All right. So most of us can't make $10 an hour. Now, I'm not very good at math. Okay? But here's what I want to do with you guys. Without a higher education after high school, notice I'm not just loosely using the word college. Okay? We have these opportunities after high school. We have traditional college. We have community college. We have career trade school. We have military. All of that is training after high school. How about the JOB? How about going straight to work, guys? Is that going to train you specifically in any certain area? Probably not. For a long time, folks, I managed restaurants, and I can tell you, everybody in this classroom, I've looked you over pretty good. I could train you on a deep fryer at a fast food restaurant, every single one of you. And I got news for you, the highest deep fryer in the state of Michigan, the highest skilled deep fryer cook in the state of Michigan, doesn't make a whole heck of a lot more money than the lowest skilled person at the deep fryer, right? Because it's a job that pretty much anybody can do. I'm not knocking restaurant workers or fast food workers, folks, but here's what I'm telling you. If you want your life to look more the way you want it to look when you're an adult, what do I mean by that? I mean, be able to afford your lifestyle, be able to live in a nice home, buy nice clothes and shoes, drive a nice vehicle, then you're probably going to need training beyond high school. The most important thing I can share with you today, folks, is to let you know, number one, you all need a higher education after high school, and number two, there's all kinds of resources to help you be able to get that higher education after high school. I'm excited to be here today to help share some of those opportunities with you. What's your goal? Why do we get a higher education after high school, guys? What is the point, right? Can anybody tell me, why do I want to get a higher education after high school? Because it could lead to a job, that could lead to a career, that could lead to more opportunities and choices and better choices, more money in my pocket and different things like that. Okay, so you definitely have some options, and right now, you guys, you're all right on time with where you're supposed to be in life. Now, here's one thing that I want to do real quick. We're going to hand out these iPads. I've got enough for probably the whole class. I've got 33 of them at the moment. I'm waiting on 2 of them to come back. I'm going to hand these out to you, and do me a favor, they're all set up and everything already. Just fill out your name and flip it over, okay? And then we're going to work on these at the very end of the presentation, so give me a moment to do that. Here you go, Jill, Johnny, thank you. Give you guys a moment on that. Very good. Terrific. Let's talk about how to find the right career path for you. Because I can tell you guys, just looking around the classroom, it's a very diverse group we have here today. Your interests are probably different than her interests, right? As far as what you like to do for fun, as far as your favorite subject in school, and different things like that, right? And yours is different than yours, right? We're all different. We're all individuals. So different things kind of get our motor running, right? So let's talk about, how do I figure out if a career path is right for me? Well, I can tell you guys, you want to work with your guidance counselor, you want to talk to your parents, you want to talk to your teachers. We have a pretty cool thing that I'm sharing with your guidance counselors as well. It's called the Super Strong Survey. And what it does is you answer 5-10 minutes worth of questions. They're preference questions about how you like to do things, or what you do like to do and what you don't like to do, and how you learn best and different things like that. And it takes you 5 or 10 minutes, but it kicks back some pretty cool opportunities for you that describe people that have the same interests as you, let's say, where they became successful in life or in their career. Okay, so that's something that we'll talk about here. Now, here's something that I find really, really interesting, and really it's becoming a pretty big challenge in our world. It's called the skills gap. Okay, and what that refers to is there are a heck of a lot of workers out there. And there's even a lot of maybe displaced workers that you've heard of, or people that you know that have a 4-year college education that aren't working in their career field, or they're doing something completely different than what they studied with their education life after high school. I'm a good example of that, you guys. I was a restaurant manager for 10 years after college because my degree didn't fit into a specific career path. Okay? I graduated in English and communications, and what happened was the work that I knew how to do was restaurant work from when I was your guys' age, and I started working in restaurants. So what's happened now is a lot of people have thought over time, well, if I go to college, I'll learn how to learn, and there will be a career waiting for me, and hopefully I can make $50,000 or $60,000 or $70,000 a year. And what's happened with the technology boom and just a lot of other factors is there's been a decrease in the number of people who go into trades like automotive or diesel or plumbing or construction or electricians or welders. And that's causing a huge shortage of those workers. And guess what, guys? Those are really, really high-paying, quality careers. Nurses, there's a shortage of nurses. And there's a growing number of people retiring, the baby boomers, that need health care. And those same baby boomers are the folks that are our car mechanics and our plumbers and our electricians and our welders and different things like that. And they're approaching retirement age. So we're approaching a time in our history it's never been seen before. And that is, there are a lot of people out there that don't know how to fix stuff, don't know how to build stuff, don't know how to use these at work every day. Okay? So that's opening up a lot of opportunities for those of you out in the audience today that are saying, you know what? I'm not crazy about school. Or, you know what? My favorite part of school is my hands-on class or my shop class or different things like that. So don't just take it from me. Let's hear from Mike.
About a college education. Really. I have one. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And if you have the desire and the money to pay for a 4-year degree, I say go for it. But look, we need to stop promoting higher education at the expense of every other form of learning. It's just crazy. It leads to unintended consequences. And right now we got a big one. It's called a skills gap. And the skills gap is bad news for anybody who's addicted to paved roads or electricity or indoor plumbing. Welders, plumbers, electricians, carpenters, steam fitters, pipe fitters, all across the country, there's shortages in these areas, even with unemployment going through the roof. It's crazy. 50 years ago, those jobs were critical. They still are. The problem is we just don't value them the way we used to. So we don't encourage people to pursue them. We're so focused on getting into the corner office, we forgot how to build a corner office.
I like to show you guys that video because that's Mike Rowe, and he's actually a huge proponent of the skilled trades, and he's actually presented in front of Congress and told our government, hey folks, let's try to get more excitement around people who want to learn more hands-on skilled trades. You can see some of these here, and if you can't read them, let me read a few of these off. Aircraft technician, auto technician, collision repair technician, computers, construction, dental hygiene, diesel technician, electricians, marine tech, painters, physical therapy, plumbers, radiology, respiratory therapists, support specialists. All of those are skilled trade areas. Okay, so if you have a high interest in one of those areas, folks, we might be able to help you. One of the things that we definitely can help you with, and I'm leaving some information today with Mr. Jones. I've already visited your guidance counselor earlier today, so he has some information as well. This is called the Super Strong Survey. And what it is you can take it from your smartphone, cell phone, or computer. You put in a little promo code, you log in, it takes you 5 to 7 minutes, and it kicks back some really good insights about what you have in common with people who are successful in different industries. It's amazing. I took it myself, and I was really surprised at the results and how accurate they were, so it was kind of cool. It says I like working with people, and I truly do. What's a professional attitude? Let's have some fun, folks. Let's have talk a little bit about how to be successful, maybe how to communicate with hiring managers and different things like that. So I have a gift for anybody who raises their hand, you cannot shout out the answer. I've got these nice phone chargers here. And I give away one for every right answer. Unless you prefer a lanyard, then you can have a lanyard instead. Okay? Alright, so let's do this. Let's talk about being a professional or having a professional attitude. First question. Okay, what exactly is a professional attitude? Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions and see what happens here. Okay, if you want to look professional, how many texts should you send in your job interview? 1 text, 2 or 3 texts, or none? Young lady, what do you got? None. That's right. Can you catch? Okay, good deal. None. Why? Okay, you shouldn't be taking phone calls, you shouldn't have your phone out, you shouldn't be on your social media, because what that tells the person that you're interacting with is maybe you're not very interested. Okay? When you're at an interview or you're at a meeting, okay, those are the kinds of things where the person that you're interacting with or the person in front of the room probably wants to have your full undivided attention. Okay? Let's talk about hiring managers a little bit. Some of you all have jobs, right? A lot of you raised your hand when I asked about $10 an hour. How long does a hiring manager spend looking at your resume, would you say? 15 seconds? I need to see hands raised, guys. 15 seconds, 1 minute, or 5 minutes? Young man, what do you got there? 1 minute? Ooh, that's not the right answer. How about you in the John Deere shirt? 15 seconds. That's right. That's right. So think about how busy a hiring manager is. Why is it important for you then to write a clear, concise resume, guys? Right? Oh, here you go. Because that hiring manager is busy, right? And he or she is probably looking at a stack of resumes this tall. And the first time, and I was a hiring manager for a long time, guys, the first thing that you do is you look for errors and you want to look at which ones to throw in the pile of, I don't have to follow up on this one. You're scanning the first time through it. So I want to narrow this list of 100 down to maybe 10 or 15 that I really want to take a closer look at and start making some phone calls about calling people for interviews. How long should your professional resume be? 1 page highlighting your work experience, education, and volunteer work. 2 pages going into detail about your work experience, education, and volunteer work. Or C, 5 pages going into great detail about everything you've ever done. Young lady in the middle there, what do you got? 1 page, that's right. Very good. Very good. Why 1 page, would you say? Okay. Because the hiring manager has 15 seconds. You got it. What does a professional email address look like? So of the 3 of these that you see on the board, excuse me, A, surferdude@gmail, B, softballrules@gmail, or C, this lady's young name, Maria Smith at Gmail. Maria Smith at Gmail, that's right. Why is that the most professional of the 3? Okay, now let me ask you this. You guys are pretty tech-savvy people. How long would it take you to create a Gmail account that's completely used only for school or your career or important business like that? How long would it take you? I hear people say as quick as 5 seconds and as long as 5 minutes. If that's all it takes, then you should probably have an email that you wouldn't be maybe embarrassed of, right? Or that could make people think differently of you, especially a hiring manager, right? You want to be as politically correct as possible in the world of work. Okay? Which social media sites do you think employers look at before they would hire somebody? How about A, Facebook and Twitter? How about B, Instagram and Tumblr? Or C, all of the above? That's right, it's C, all of the above. So what does that tell you you don't want to do on your Facebook or your Instagram page? How about this stuff, right? You probably want to leave that stuff alone, so that when you are looking for a professional opportunity, either now or later in life, you don't have folks going, well, this guy likes to party, or she likes to throw up in the toilet, or he likes to take pictures of people in their towel. What makes you look like a professional? Let's talk about that a little bit. A, your hair is out of your face, you're clean shaven, and you're not wearing any cologne or perfume. That's the key point there, not wearing any. Okay. B, you're wearing lots of expensive jewelry, right? You got your bling on. Or C, your hair's out of your face, you're clean shaven. If you're a guy, obviously, ladies, we don't have to shave. And are wearing minimal cologne or perfume. So the difference between A and C is not wearing any cologne or perfume, and C is wearing minimal cologne or perfume. A lot of times students have a tough time with this. The correct answer is you're not wearing any cologne or perfume. You don't know what maybe someone else could have an allergic reaction to or just doesn't like, or I know I've talked to people in the past that say, yeah, the perfumes and different things like that make my sinuses really dry and it's very uncomfortable to be around. In the workplace, you want to be as politically correct and as neutral as possible. We're not going out on a date here, folks. Okay? We are interviewing for a job, right? And so you want to be real, you want to be genuine, you want to engage the person, you want to shake hands, make eye contact. You don't want to have a whole lot of jewelry and different things like that. How do you make a professional impression when you walk into a job interview? Okay, how about A, say hello and shake the interviewer's hand. B, look nervous and wait for the interviewer to shake your hand. C, smile, shake hands, and introduce yourself. So big difference between A and C here. I'll read them again. A is say hello and shake the interviewer's hand. And C is smile, shake hands, and introduce yourself. That's right. C is the best answer because you're smiling. Okay? What does smiling convey to people, guys? That you have confidence. That's right, right? Is it normal to be a little bit nervous at an interview? Sure. So if you consciously look at the surroundings around you and you go, you know what, I'm going to nail this thing, and you smile and shake hands with somebody, that tells them that you have some pretty serious confidence about you and they like to be around you, right? Takes a lot less muscles to smile than it does to frown or look serious. Okay? In the job interview, what should you do? Sit still and look around the room while you're talking, sit up straight and make eye contact, or C, look enthusiastic with great eye contact and body language. All right, C is the best answer there because, right, you want to look enthusiastic. You want to look like you want to work there, right? You want the people to notice that, and body language a lot of times says as much about you as the words that are coming out of your mouth. Sometimes even more. So this young lady is doing something that she looks like she's pretty surprised or something like that, right? What's the most professional answer when you're asked, why should I hire you? A, you should hire me because I have experience. Here's an example of my experience. I'm a very hard worker and I'm confident I'll be an asset. B, you should think about hiring me because, I know I can do it and I'm really, really interested. Or C, I'm the best candidate because I'm smart, I'm a fast learner, and I know I can do the job. So again, it's kind of between A and C. Let's think about the differences there. You should hire me because I have experience. Here's an example, short and sweet. Also, I'm a hard worker and I'm confident I'd be an asset to your business. Okay? Or C, I'm the best candidate because I'm smart and a fast learner, I know I can do the job. Okay? Probably A is the best. Okay? Because you're giving a short example of your work experience. What should you do after the interview? Call and email every day and ask about your salary and start date. That's A. B, send an email or a handwritten note within 24 hours of the interview. Or C, sit tight and wait for the phone to ring. The hiring managers are busy people. They only had 15 seconds initially to look at your resume or your application, so maybe we should leave it alone for a little while. Okay? Believe it or not, guys, the best answer here is send an email or a handwritten note. I personally like the handwritten note the best because it shows that you're different than others. It shows a personal touch. An email does the same thing, I guess, but it's not as personal as if you went out, and I know we don't lick them anymore, but actually licked a stamp and put the general manager of McDonald's or Dairy Queen or whomever, right? That's going to get your resume up to the top in a hurry. Now, let's talk about WyoTech a little bit, okay? We've been around since 1962, 1966. We've been around for 51 years, folks. It's 2017 now, so it's 1966, forgive me. We're a school with advanced technical training where you can learn what it takes to become a highly sought after technician. Okay, this video will show you a little bit about what we're all about here.
Did you know you could turn your passion for working on things, using modern technology, and solving problems with your hands and mind into a rewarding career? WyoTech has an intense 9-month program where you'll learn what it takes to become a highly sought-after technician. At WyoTech, you'll be working on the shop floor right away, getting training from master instructors in a hands-on program designed to give you the skills you need to begin a career doing the things you love, like customizing motorcycles, building street rods, working on big rigs, fine-tuning marine engines, and more. As you apply your new skills, you'll be surrounded by students who are as driven as you are and will push you to be successful. When you commit to WyoTech, we'll commit to you and make sure you gain the knowledge, skills, and abilities you need to become a highly sought-after technician. You were born for this stuff. You were born for WyoTech.
What did you guys hear in that video? What did he say? 9 months, that's right. It's a short training program. Guys, guess what? Our students go to school 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. That's a lot different from your traditional college opportunities, okay? But here's the nice part. You're out into the industry as an entry-level professional in as short as 9 months, okay? What did you see in that video, you guys? That's right, hands-on, right? We saw some welding, we saw a lot of cars, we saw a bunch of different trucks. If you're interested in going into a career that's different every day, that you're working on maybe a new project every day, if you're a troubleshooter and a problem solver, or you just love cars and engines and being around that kind of stuff, then this might be a good career for you. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to choose the right program, a core program that's a good fit for you. These are the core programs that we offer at WyoTech. Automotive technology, diesel technology, collision or finishing technology, motorcycle technology, or marine technology. Each one of those 5 areas there, folks, that represents 6 months of your life or 4 6-week sections, however you want to divvy that up. So automotive technology, no other faster way to get your education. It's a 6-month stretch here. Then we add a 3-month specialty that makes you even more sought after by employers. So let's take a look at that. Here's some of the, next. Here are some of the specialty programs that we offer. First one I'll notice here is Applied Service Management. That's our associate degree program. For those of you that are interested in getting into management, owning and operating your own shop or something like that, Applied Service Management may be a good fit for you. I will say one other thing about that. It's 0% hands-on, guys. Those are academic classes, but they're directly related to the auto industry or the motorcycle industry or the diesel industry to make you a entry-level professional with a management track in front of you, okay? We teach street rod and custom fabrication, so if you've ever seen Trick My Truck or Pimp My Ride or choppers or any of that kind of stuff, you may want to look at street rod and custom fabrication. We teach motorsports and chassis fabrication, which is teaching you how to build a car from the ground up and maybe making it go fast for those of you that like to go fast around here. We teach high performance powertrains, again, right along with going fast, and definitely could be a good introduction to the race industry, both of those. Trim and upholstery technology, we're one of the only schools, I think, in existence that teaches custom interiors. And that's what you can learn in trim and upholstery. The auto diesel vehicle technology and advanced diesel technology I like to talk about together. Our advanced diesel technology is a program called DATE. That's Diesel Advanced Technology Education for Mack and Volvo trucks. Okay? We have a partnership with Mack Volvo. If you take a 6-month diesel core program and then a 3-month specialty program in Mack Volvo, you have an extremely great chance that Mack Volvo is going to pick you up and hire you, and you could potentially work for them for the rest of your career. Light Duty Diesel is a great program for those of you that are interested in Power Stroke and Duramax and Cummins. And it's also a really popular program for students that take our automotive core program and then matriculate into the Light Duty Diesel program. How does that make you more employer friendly? Right? Think about it. If you can tell a dealership, whether it's Nissan or Ford or GM, I can work on every vehicle on your lot. I can work on the light duty trucks, the medium duty trucks, and I can work on every car. All of a sudden, you're more hireable than others, right? Harley Davidson concentration. We teach European concentration on the motorcycles. We teach Asian concentration. We do have a pretty nice partnership with Harley Davidson. They help keep our school supplied with really awesome bikes and really awesome programs. I wish I had more time to share with you guys today. For those of you that do have a lot of interest, I have these slim gyms, I like to call them. They're set out here where you can actually pick this stuff up. For those of you that are interested, please approach me at the end. We're going to spend about 10 more minutes with you as all. And I'm going to give you guys the last 10-15 minutes to talk amongst yourselves or come up and talk to me. And make sure that I know who you are and that you have interest. Okay? And I don't care if you're sophomore, junior, senior. If you have some serious interest in this, I want to know who you are and I want to share some information with you. Maybe give you a couple of things to take home to share with mom and dad, so that even if we're not a senior this year, we're working on looking at what your future holds for you in the next year or two. Okay? So we talked about the motorcycle tech programs. Advanced Marine concentration would be for those of you that are maybe interested in a career in the marine industry, which is boats, right? Especially here in Michigan, there's a lot of opportunities. There's a heck of a lot of coastline. And there's some good paying careers in the marine industry. Here's how it works. 6 months, 3 months, 9 months, you can graduate. About 40% of our students are there for 12 months because they see more than one specialty program, then they want to take them both. Okay? So if you were to take a 6-month core and a 1 specialty, that would take you 9 months. If you took a 6-month core and 2 specialties, that could take you as long as 12 months. My main campus, you guys, is actually right here in Blairsville, Pennsylvania. From where we stand here in the Detroit area, we're about 4.5 hours. From my home down in Toledo, it takes me 3.5 door to door. Okay, it's a long, boring ride on the Ohio Turnpike, but once you get out of Ohio and into Pennsylvania, it's not flatlands and lakes like it is here. All of a sudden, it's rolling hills and rivers, and things are a little bit different there. Now, one very unique and cool part about Blairsville, Pennsylvania, where we teach auto, diesel, and collision, okay, it's a small town. WyoTech's one of the largest employers in that town. It's only 3,000 people. So those of you guys that are from some of the smaller towns, it's a very tight-knit community. It's a safe community, and there's a ton of fun stuff to do. Again, if I had more time today, I would tell you guys about all the fun stuff there is to do, but I can tell you there's a racetrack nearby. We're 45 minutes from downtown Pittsburgh, so if you wanted to see a concert or a ball game, there's all that different kind of stuff there. And then there's